Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. Here I am. I just found this little curvy road. This would, I mean not road, but trail. This would be perfect, I think, so far for somebody that rides bike, you know, because this is a lot of twists and turns. Just like the way this world is, a lot of twists and turns, isn't there, you know? So anyway, I do love you so much, and I hope you are getting out in nature and, you know, spend some time with yourself. Or, you know, maybe you can't spend time with yourself, but get out with your family. Take them to, you know, some water so they can cool off in the heat. Or, you know, take them for a hike and then take them to somewhere to cool down, and yourself. So don't forget about you. And anyway, I just want to reach out to you. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. And you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight. And that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you could give this video a thumbs up. That is if you want to be that change. Being that change, it's so much more rewarding to be the change. And just, you know, I just want to see it and not be it, but it's better to be it than just, you know, think that you're just going to see it, because you're not going to be able to enjoy it if you don't put the work in. So anyway, I do love all of you. Besides liking, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget, you can leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And don't forget the notification bell, that way you do not miss any videos. Plus, you can check out my playlist, and I give you permission if you want to share my videos, share. And you can find me also on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that's Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So here we go. It's later than normal for Starlight. I was having so much fun. I've been kind of doing some work out here at this park, but this is a trail that is connected to it's a beautiful place out here, but I love this. This is what Starlight loves. I love to see green, you know. Green is such a beautiful color. So, like I said, these trails twist and turn, so you know, if I have to, I'll have to backtrack, because never know where these babies are going to go. Because I went on a trail like this a while back in Schenectady, New York, and I never made it to the end of the trail because it was too late in the night for me to make it at the end. So I had to hurry up and get back out of the trail, and it was kind of funny because, like, this trail here, they had a lot of fun with it. It doesn't just go straight. It, you know, and I could see there's a trail over that way, so I don't know if this just goes out and then come, you know, like a loop, or if these two different separate trails. So we're gonna find out. But anyway, I do, God does use me, you know, in different ways out in the community. So it's really awesome since I've been at this park. I have met some people in this park out here, and you know, I get to listen to the things that they're going through. Some people I wasn't able to talk to at the time because I was on a phone, you know, with somebody. So but I did get to talk to at least two people, I believe. I'm not sure if there's any more that I talked to, but I learned so much from the people that God puts in my path. And these, you know, it's amazing how I end up meeting different people. Oh yeah, I did talk to a couple today. So yeah, it's been, you know, 4 people that I've actually, whether they were a couple or single people, a man and a female. So it's really beautiful where I get a mixture of men and women to help out on this journey here where God has put me. And today, you know, because of the different conversations that I've been hearing from people, is, you know, and I thought the same thing too. And I have to say, you know, I was being taught about this before and I didn't know anything about it, is, are you having a struggle, you know, in society and life right now? And, you know, you might just not have any hope in your life, or, you might have just, maybe every day is a battle for you to get through. And that is where Starlight was years ago. So I was being taught by my old mentor is to, that there was other dimensions, because Starlight has been, in the past, not now, but in the past, I wanted to get off of planet Earth. I was like hoping that the UFOs, which I'm gonna make a video coming up soon on that topic with aliens or UFOs or both. But so I just want to stay on one topic right now. So, is that we are multi-dimensional spirit beings having a human experience. I think I just ate a bug. No, I think it went in and Starlight spit it back out. Starlight's like, no, mosquito, I'm not an airport. Maybe I did eat a bug. Yeah, sorry. I think I gotta get some water here at least to wash it down. Something tickled the back of my throat, and I'm like, tickle, tickle. I got 2 water bottles in here, so sorry about this. I'm just trying to find the bottle. I guess they're both not opened yet. So Starlight's gonna get some water just in case there's a bug in my throat. He is too funny. Bug off, but yeah, so we are sorry about this. Hang on. Beep. Sorry, Starlight just wanted to make sure if I did swallow a bug that, at least I washed it down correctly. Don't want it to get stuck in my throat all night long. So gross. So anyway, like I was saying, is that we are multi-dimensional spirit beings having a human experience. And some of you already might know that. So with that being said, is that we can actually go in different dimensions, and there was a time where Starlight was in the 3rd dimension, and I couldn't, when I was in the 3rd dimension, and that goes back some years ago, so there was a time that I went through a spiritual awakening about the 5D, and so anyway, is most of the people on Earth is actually in a low frequency, a fear frequency, and that's the 3rd dimension. And Mother Gaia, planet Earth, has already gone through what it is that she had to go through healing, and because of all the pollution and all the abuse that she's endured, and she couldn't even live in the 3rd dimension anymore. So she had to go through a healing, to be able to raise up to a higher frequency. So there's people on the planet Earth that actually had to go through like what Mother Earth went through, or Mother Gaia, and to where they had to go through a healing and let go of fear in order to rise to a higher dimension, like the 4th to the 5th. And so, like I was just talking to somebody the other day, and today, is, if you are tired of your life and you're not looking for another day, that's a good, sad indicator that you are in the 3rd dimension. And if you are always afraid of what people think and afraid of letting go of people, that's a big indicator that you are in the 3rd dimension. And so you can actually, just like your phone is, you have before we used to have 3G, 4G, 5G, now. So at one point, we even had lower Gs, I believe. I don't know enough about how these things work out, because I was like, why do I need to get another phone, So Starlight's never happy when I have to go get another phone when, hey, mine should work okay. I paid for it, but that's how they are. They're really pushy out there and trying to get you to buy new technology and the newest phone and the newest this. So really don't try to get caught up in all that stuff, because, they're always selling old stuff. You think it's something new, but no, it's old. They already, who knows the technology of how far ahead they are with everything, computers and everything, and what they got planned for later on. But I don't want you to be in the fear of these things that could possibly change in the future, but be prepared. See, there's a difference. So some of you might watch the news and be afraid, when they say different things, like with the COVID, when that came out, and all the things that they were saying about, that you had to get the injection, and then it's a new injection, and it's another injection, it's another one now. It's like, okay, now how many more? First it's just one, then it's two. I don't even know what the number was. It 6 the last time I heard? I thought, was 6 injection. Hey, yeah, the first one didn't work, so yeah, well, we're gonna give you so, and that was all, they got a lot of people on this because of fear. These trails are really super cool. Is that I just want to make sure I get my way out, because my last time when I went on one of these trails, like a great bicycle trail, but man, you better know your way back out of these things, because they twist and turn, and they can go at any given direction, and who knows where you end up. So anyway, is that in order for you to get to another dimension, it takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication, a lot of being consistent on changing things. But like I mentioned in one of my videos not too long ago, if you could watch videos until your eyes don't ever close again, but if you don't do anything about any of the information that you get, then you're not gonna grow. You're not gonna change. Nothing's gonna happen, because you got to put action right along with, it's like going to school, and, like maybe go to school. The teacher tells you to go home and read the book, and, you goof off and you don't really pay attention to what you're getting distracted, and now when you got to take the test, you're not going to be able to pass. You're not going to be able to make it. You're not going to go, you're going to end up having to repeat it all over again. And because you weren't focused, you were getting distracted by people or things, and that is a good part of what you got to do, is that in order for any change to happen in your life, you really got to get rid of those distractions that are in your life that's pulling you away from you finding out who you truly are. And like Starlight, being by herself out here, well, I do have God, and I am, connected to everyone, but, like I'm in my vehicle by myself. I'm actually going to turn around, because these trails are all over here. I'm going to do the wise thing and just turn around now. It's just too late in the day right now for me to, these trails could take me in places where I'll never find my car again. So the wise thing to do is to turn back now. I'm listening to my intuition right now. There's your ego that wants to always be right all the time, and then your intuition will tell you things that you might not want to hear, but things that you need to hear. So I'm going to listen to my intuition and go back now. So anyway, like I was saying, as far as, different dimensions, is that you need to get healed. You can't, it's not, if you don't work on yourself right now and really do some serious changes in your life, if you are in the third dimension and it, that you're always afraid of something, and you're not really trusting in God, and you're not really confident in your own walk, in your life journey right now, and, you got people that are controlling you and, like stopping you from achieving the things that you want to work on, it is because you're in the third dimension, and you're not going to since Mother Earth went to a higher frequency, a higher vibration, the fifth dimension, if you don't rise with her, you're not going to make it. It is not, you got to do the work in order for any change to happen, and that's letting go of people. And, even in the Bible, it says a lot, especially if you're going to live for God, is that's part of the deal. You're going to go through a lot on planet Earth for Jesus' name's sake, So if you're not doing the work, just like those students that weren't studying like they're supposed to, well, when they go back to school, just like right now, a lot of kids already graduated. Well, you got kids that might have been goofing off, and and if they don't have parents that are guiding them and helping them and supporting them and being hard on them at times, and when I say being hard, I'm not saying about that you got to abuse your kids, like, because that does happen a lot with a lot of kids out there in the world still today. But those kids could go back a grade, because if the parents aren't there helping them out, sometimes the parents don't know how to help them out. Maybe they don't have the kind of, the education, maybe they don't have tutors. There's, maybe there's something that's going on with the child, why the child cannot focus to be able to get the grades. I mean, there could be times, because Starlight used to be like that, where, man, I really, really tried, but I think I had so much going on at home, I couldn't focus on schoolwork, So that definitely can happen to kids if they got so many, depending on their kind of family, if they got a lot of stress and worrying going on, that they're not gonna, how are they going to focus on, reading anything and getting any information from it? So, but that goes same with you. If you, watch videos and you're like, wow, hey, that was I did learn something. But, there's one thing, you could read a book and be inspired by the book, get a lot of great ideas to change your life for the better. But if you don't do the work, do you think anything's going to change in your life? I felt good, and then you go back to your 9-to-5 job or whatever, and you're back in the same routine, do the same stuff every night, all week, through the week, through the month, and not make any changes. Then you're not going to grow to that other level that you could. Just like a cell phone is, when they, give those upgrades, that, they update all, they change all the stuff around on the phones for an upgrade, not a downgrade. They're not, they need to upgrade it, because things changed all over, so they got to strip everything away, change all the stuff, give it, it's a better, you pay more because you're getting more out of it, so, and then they have another, 6G, 7G, 8G, I don't know. So just like that, is that there's different levels for us too, as far as humans, as growing and becoming our greatest versions. But if we listen to messages and we're like, hey, that was a great message, man, you could even get emotional about stuff and like, wow, that really touched my heart. And just like people, I've seen this over it, just like with God, it makes God want to vomit out of his mouth, to spew out of his mouth. God either wants you to be on fire for him or cold as ice. Not quite that. I didn't word it the way it says in the Bible, but God would rather you to be hot or cold, at least lukewarm, or he'd spew you out of his mouth. And I didn't know what that word meant. So really, God, and this is how this works. It's, of course, if you're not going to be on fire and if you're going to be cold, you're not going to make it. You're going to struggle. Things are going to happen. More things are going to come, because you're not doing the work. You got to do the work. Just like a child, when you're raising a child up and, you're trying to teach it, if that child decides, I'm not going to do anything you're telling me to do, well, then, they're not going to grow. They're not going to learn, then their grades aren't going to be good. So it does. It takes a lot of, just with anything with a child, teaching a child how to potty train. If you're not there consistent, trying to teach that child how to potty train, well, who knows how old, that child is going to be. Sometimes there's problems why children don't, they have a difficult time potty training. It could be health issues or something, but you got to do the work is pretty much what this video is about, is that you got to let go of people. And I know it's hard to let go of people that, Starlight had to let go of people that I never thought I, would ever let go. I thought there's no way I could get through my life without this person or that person or this person, and God really showed me a different thing here. Those people are really not in my life anymore. And if I picked up the phone, at least on one particular person that I'm thinking about right now, if I picked up the phone, that person, could treat me the way they were before, controlling me, telling me what I need to do, planting fear, and then I look at their life and I'm like, how is that person doing? The person that's been tripping, that was trying to trip me up when I was younger, how is that person doing now in their life? The one that was trying to control me, the one that was building up, like trying to play mind games with me, doing all this stuff to other people, trying to manipulate other people. How is this person doing now? This person's not doing good right now. This person is living in fear right now. So it is not a good place to be, as, even when your doctor, Starlight is not a fan of doctors, because if they work for the government, that's a red flag for me, is, if they're under some kind of place like a hospital and they got to go under a certain program. And there's definitely, there's a lot of people out in the world, not just doctors, and not just, just because I mention this, it doesn't mean that all doctors are bad or negative or whatever at a lower frequency. A good portion of them are, but just like regular people that have a 9-to-5 job that might not make make money like a doctor, there's a lot of people, they end up working at a job that they hate and doing things that they don't agree with, and they live in fear because they feel like they have to do that job and they have to obey, what they tell them, even if it goes against their, themselves. Just like when COVID, there's a lot of people that feared, and they're like, hey, I had my own cleaning business, and when it came to COVID, it was either, okay, you can't work, like I had clients that didn't want me at their house. Every single client called out when COVID came. First we were family, everybody loved Starlight and everything was going great. I was at my high peak in my cleaning business, and then when COVID came, bam, get out of here, Starlight, we don't want you anymore. What? I thought we were family. But because see, fear, that's what happened. Fear came in, and that's through the news station. These people were living in fear, and they didn't want nothing to do with Starlight coming in their house. I thought my phone was going to ring off the hook. I thought, wow, am I going to get some in? I thought my business was going to, I was a little nervous at first, because I'm thinking, man, they say that statement is that, about being successful, is that a lot of times we fear that being successful, because it would be a lot. So Starlight was thinking, oh my, if I get so many phone calls, how am I gonna handle all this? I thought I would not want to hire anybody for my cleaning business, because I would be in people's houses, so a lot of bad stuff could go wrong if you have just, if I don't know you, I wouldn't want to put you in a client's house, but I'll just show you how this looks here. This is where they play Frisbee. They have all these things that they try to throw the Frisbee in. So just like with the third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension, the fourth dimension is actually shifting from the third dimension, letting go, learning to let go of fear, learning to let go of this, learning to let go of things that no longer serve us, like alcohol or cigarettes, letting go of those things, letting go of people that no longer serve us, letting go of things, or places that don't do us any good. If you go to places like a casino, man, I'll tell you, those casinos, talk about really toxic energies. Wow, you got people in the casino places, you don't know what the people that are going to these places, what they're going through, and, if they, owe a lot of money because of gambling addictions and stuff like that, and they say that is a disease. But, you got to let go of things, and that's, we have that free will to do whatever we want. But there's consequences to everything that we do in this world. So, just because, God doesn't come down and, if you did something wrong and you're like, God didn't do anything to me. Well, you don't realize that we are going to reap and sow whatever we do on this earth. So nobody's going to get away with anything out here, even if nothing has happened yet. You're not out of here quite yet. So is that to rise to a higher frequency, you can't have fear. Fear can't be there. And not saying that you're never going to be afraid, but now you are changing, you're molding yourself to a higher frequency. So before you might have been afraid to do something or try something. Now you're letting go of that fear, and now you're able to do things now that you weren't able to do before. So, but if you're in the fear frequency, you're afraid of anytime somebody tells you something. It's like, like somebody turned a switch on, and now you're afraid again, because they told you something. So you got to really be careful about that, and you got to let love in your life, is to let go of fear, but embrace love in your life. Be around people that make you feel good. Be around those people out there in the world that make you feel like sunshine. That's the kind of people that lift you up, not the people that knock and tear you down. And of course, when I say about not tearing you down, now you got to really understand this, though, when I'm talking about not tearing you down. There's sometimes, we do need help, like when our shadow side. So sometimes I could make a video and I could get people really upset, because Starlight hit a nerve somewhere, But we need people in our life that actually love us so much, is that they tell us things, not that we want to hear, but things that we need to hear. Is so important to find those kind of people out in your world. And not that, there's some people, they might tell us what we need to hear and we don't want to hear, but they're yelling at us, they're screaming at us, and all that. That's not a healthy kind of, that's not healthy that way. Where, when somebody is giving you a message and that they're only telling you because they care and they love you, and they want to help you to set yourself free from those situations so you can have love and you can have peace and you can have joy. But if you hang on people that despise you, that are jealous of you, that talk behind your back and in the drama and gossiping and all that, and you're not, whoops, I thought something felt funny, is if you are being afraid, what people tell you all the time, like the weather, how do you respond? Maybe you live in New York area somewhere, because I got to pick on that state, because, that's when winter time comes. And there's some people, they don't like winter, It's like, oh no, when they say, oh, you're going to get a foot in your area tomorrow. And it's like, bam, how's the fear at that point going? Or, we got to really be strong in certain areas, and not just in New York, but all different parts of the world. Is, maybe somebody comes to you with some bad news with your family members. It's really, in the Bible, there was things, people got healed sometimes the people that are going through the sicknesses or the illnesses and are struggling with life right now is sometimes, they might not have the faith to get them through what they're going through, but you might have the faith to get them through what they're going through. So in those situations, with sicknesses and all that stuff, just because a doctor comes to you and tells you or tells somebody that you love that you only got, like 6 months left, you only got a year left, you only got 2 years left, you're lucky to be alive, and, or, the doctor could tell you, is that you'll never be able to walk again, or they tell you this or that one way or another to let you know that this doesn't look good for you. Now, I'm not going to say this is what the doctors do, but be careful. Those doctors have witnessed many people responding to so many different illnesses. And so, I'm not saying a doctor could be guilty of this, but in another sense, I am saying that they could be guilty of this. Doctors could be guilty of knowing their patient well enough to think, oh, every time I talk to this patient, they want to give, have me give them medications. These people I can actually make money off of because, they are in fear. And so doctors will and can see that, just like with all kinds of different things out in the world, not just doctors, but even, like when you take your car to an auto mechanic and then the guy, that looks at the car says, oh, yeah, this is what's going on wrong with your car. And, they're also reading into your body language and stuff like that to see how you're going to respond. And, and so, we can be played with by a lot of people, and people can use, see that fear in us and use it against us to try to control us in a way that we might not be able to see. And I have people trying to trip me up with fear a lot, so I'm like, okay, why did they say that, So you got to be right on top of stuff, and be really sharp. And sometimes, we might forget a little bit, and that's why it's so good, like when my angels, they give me signs that let me know, hey, Starlight, everything's good, be positive. Just like being positive, it's something that you got to work on. You can't just like, all right, I'm being positive today, and then tomorrow you're negative, so it's something that you always have to work on. Hang on, I got my minutes are going up here. Beep, I just moved road. So yeah, is that if you want to go to a higher dimension, like the love frequency, is that you really gotta let go of people. When you start really letting go of people, and you gotta be honest with yourself, and I gotta get in a better spot here because it's kind of shade and sun and shade. Whoops, hang on. Whoops, I gotta get. So yeah, you have to be honest with yourself. Sometimes that's what it is that, whoops, I thought I was in a good spot. Whew. So sometimes, we don't want to be honest with ourselves. We know there's people we should let go. But we deceive ourselves sometimes thinking that we need that person in our life, and so if you're deceiving yourself by saying, I know I really should let them go, but I'm afraid, because they help me out in such a way. And if I let them out of my life, they're not going to help me out in that situation because I'm telling them, hey, I got to let you go, but now I won't be able to get what I'm getting, what they're giving me right now. And that's how the devil works. That is how the devil works. I'll tell you, I have a vehicle now, and that's because I let somebody go. I thought I needed them. I was getting cleaning jobs from this person. And, I was cleaning for his mom. I was cleaning for him. Then I was getting jobs, like odd jobs here and there, and it did help me out with my cleaning business. And then I was thinking, oh, that means, now I won't be able to go out, like, not that this man was a date, but, now I won't be able to go out to eat dinner every other weekend, so I was thinking of all the things I have to, because when I let go of that person, that means I got to let go of everything attached to that person. So, and that's where people really struggle. They're like, well, I can let go of the person, but those things that are attached to the person, those are the things I don't want to go. So I'm just going to keep that person in my life, because those attachments, just like when you send a letter, through the email, and it has like the button below that says attachments. Well, are you willing to let go of those attachments? Like, hey, this person does this for me, and it could be all kinds of numbers of things. Like I said with mine, is gives me cleaning jobs, builds up my business for cleaning, so I gotta let you go. That means I gotta let go of all those opportunities that I could have got from my cleaning business. Ouch, doesn't that hurt? So you gotta be, in order to grow, you gotta let people go. And that is really, especially if they're not loving and supporting you, and you need the cheerleaders in your life, and also people that will say things that you're not going to like, but they do it because they love you, and those are the kind of people you want in your life. I love you so much. I really hope you get a lot of help from this. So let go of fear and embrace love. Love yourself, and I will have more about this as far as the third dimension, fifth dimension. So I do love you. You could give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel, whoopsie, and you can leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. Plus, I gotta find my dinger bell here. Don't forget the bell. And you can also check out my playlist. Plus, you can also share my videos with anyone, and you don't have to ask permission. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. So anyway, I do love you. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.